Ironheart is the dumbest genius in the world. This is Exasperated Nerd Explains. Following up on her appearance in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, the first half of Ironheart premiered on Disney+, and it's not very good. I would not call it the worst MCU Disney Plus series, but it is certainly in contention.
Yeah, I know, I'm a criminal.
The problem with the character is that she is very dumb and lacks proper motivation for her actions.
I'm only doing this because I have to. Not because I'm a bad person.
You're joking, right? Everyone you're talking about is a criminal, including you.
No, I'm not.
It's good for a character to have flaws. I'd frankly prefer it to the perfect protagonist narrative, but her actions do not make sense for the character or the larger world. She steals and commits crimes because she wants money. And yeah, that's a very common narrative which works in other stories, usually because there's a sympathetic outside pressure with a ticking clock that requires that money now, like a sick relative. Oh, she has no other options. She needs the money for her surgery. There's no choice. And by the end of the story, your character can still redeem themselves by going against the criminals and also still save their relative.
Now, you could try to get this cash out there, but you already know what it's gonna come with. Red tape, delays, strings attached.
You had a choice when you killed my uncle.
My daughter was dying. I needed money. I was scared.
But she just wants money to build a suit, and then she builds a suit, but continues to commit crimes to keep working on her suit. She's also built versions of the suit multiple times. We do not have a ticking clock where she has to have it for some other thing either. I feel like every time she talks about the why of the suit, she gives a different answer, like she's the Joker or something. For search and rescue, to be iconic, to get respect. I'm guessing it's really going to be like Iron Man 3 PTSD, and it's because she wants to be protected after being involved in that drive-by shooting, which, by the way, I'm sure the Hood will be responsible for in case that wasn't apparent. Also, she talks about wanting respect, but everyone is respectful towards her and keeps praising her. We have seen her try to get money a legitimate way 0 times. It's been a day since being expelled from her grant. There are plenty of other options on the table. Realistically, she would be able to show her body of work and get a job within the next couple of days. The series starts out with her at MIT with a Stark Fellowship, and she is only expelled because some of her projects have caused issues, but more importantly, they say it's because of academic dishonesty. She is completing projects for students at other universities for money. So my big problem with this is that this is very dumb. You see, if she just patented these other inventions and sold them to companies, she would have plenty of money. And there is a through line about not liking corporations or the rich, even though she says she will be bigger than the other rich people. But are you really worried a corporation is going to misuse a personal shield, for example? And if so, why'd you make it and sell it to some other guy who can now do whatever he wants with it? She doesn't need money, she needs business sense or needs to set up some meetings with investors. I don't know how the Iron Man suit knockoff business has been since Iron Man 2, but there are certainly companies that would hire her immediately. As an aside, it also looks like she's making like $100 each time she sells inventions to other students, and they are strangely all using the old style of dollar bills for some reason. They just stick out because they haven't been in circulation for a while. But you had a fellowship. What's the money for? Going out to eat? And it seems like she likes to steal just to steal. She says that her dream job will pay well and will be a company that doesn't notice her stealing from it.
I need a job that pays. A lab so massive they don't notice if I finesse a resource here or there.
Why not just wish for more money? You're literally talking about your dream fantasy scenario, and it still involves stealing? They also clearly added this line later when it comes to her taking the suit initially.
She built that with her own grant money.
I did that, right?
Because It also shows a property of MIT sticker on her gauntlet. This is why she's not sympathetic. It's frustrating because she is obviously a good engineer. She creates an advanced AI replication from her memories of her dead friend by accident. That's a marketable product. Maybe not great for long-term of humanity, but it would make millions of dollars. Even that is so obvious the writers try to dismiss it two ways, saying it would liquefy her brain, which it obviously didn't.
I would say the amount of energy and power it takes to scan a human brain would hypothetically turn it to goop, and only an idiot with a death wish would try that.
And then having Riri tell her mom that she doesn't even know how she did it, which is also a problem because she is an engineer. She would want to find out how she made it, testing with iterative changes to determine what happened. You know, like Iron Man.
And 3, 2, 1.
And yes, I know that they won't do that because the AI isn't the point of the show, but she's also just dumb overall. She commits crimes in her very distinctive, very personally made suit. She doesn't try to disguise it at all. The heists don't make much sense either. The first one is to take control over a tunnel system full of people and cars, and then they threaten the owner to sign a contract to give them jobs and money. However, I assume that will be salvaged because the hood is dealing with a demon, and even if it's coerced, signing a contract with the demon is probably binding as it's not held to American judicial standards. But even still, if that's the case, just threaten her with a gun. As far as we're aware, the hood can just turn invisible, not teleport or walk through walls, which means he was just hanging out in her car waiting for them to take control of the system. He could have threatened her at any time with a gun and gotten the same result.
How does that work, actually?
Magic.
Magic is code for I don't know.
Also, doesn't everyone know magic exists at this point in the Marvel Universe? So in the third episode, they are breaking into a high-tech facility that detects any outside or foreign metal.
All right. Last metal check before we head to Heirloom. The sensors in these greenhouses are no joke.
However, then it shows one of the characters wearing metal in this facility. It's even actually in the bag in the previous scene, while Riri sets off the detection with a hidden laser behind a mesh fake skin. Like I said, this is not the worst show. It's fine. It's just that the main character is not very sympathetic. There's a lot of just dumb, weird things that don't make sense and needed a little bit more thought. But at least she doesn't just succeed at everything first try without any issues at all, so it could have been worse. What do you think of the first half of Ironheart? Do you think it can be saved in the second half? Let me know in the comments below, and if you've made it to the end, please subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future, like the video, and share it with others. Thanks for watching. Bye.